A ver, un poquito más para allá. Para allá, para allá. A ver. Un poquito así que se vea mi librito, qué hermoso. A ver. No. A ver, más para acá. Bueno, lo tomo. Un poquito más para arriba, chat. Un poquito más para arriba. Ahí está. Ahí está, chat. Ahí, there you go. Chill. A ver. ¿Cómo están, chat? Pues aquí despertándome. Nada más se crean, ya llevo un ratito despierto. Estaba haciendo unas cosas del chat. De hecho, chat, ya tenemos unos emojis exclusivos para la banda. No, hombre, no saben lo que se viene, No saben lo que se viene. Metí unos emojis, chat. No, para llorar. No, la neta están bien chidos. Están muy bien. Estoy orgulloso. Estoy muy orgulloso. Sí. Metí bastantes emojis, chat. Metí bastantes emojis. Y se supone que ya dejé arreglada lo de las donaciones. Tipo, se supone que si escribes TTS y luego escribes algo, como que se activa lo de la donación. La verdad no estoy muy seguro. O sea, no estoy muy seguro si vaya a pasar. Porque se supone que tengo que estar en OBS, algo así. Entonces, como no tengo OBS, no sé si vaya a funcionar, chat. I don't know if it's gonna work. But I don't know. So, hoy vamos a estar... Today we're gonna just chill a little bit, like, just to make some hours. I need to make some kick hours. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make some kick hours. Vamos a hacer unos así, nomás platicar un ratillo. In the night, we're going to watch the Formula 1. So, en la noche, let me add that. Tienda, hoy a las 20, Formula 1 Watch Party. Today, o hoy, Watch Party. Así es, chat. Hoy 20 vamos a ver un Watch Party. Mientras tanto, pues vamos a estar aquí chileando un ratillo. Estoy haciendo esto que quedó, like, the subathon. It's because me di cuenta que le debo 30 minutos a mi hermano. So I owe my brother 45 minutes. Why not? Y pues sí, chat, pues sí. A ver, vamos a ver las prácticas, vamos a ir viendo. No, I don't want to see highlights. I want to see like the whole thing. Is it possible? FP1, here you go.
Tu equipo de TI está constantemente hablando.
So yeah. How are you, people? How are you? We're gonna watch right now the Formula 1 party. The Formula 1. How you say that? Chat, la verdad no sé qué pensar. I don't know what to think. I'm sorry for my English. I'm not an English speaker. I recently started streaming in English, so people.
All right, radio check.
Let's see if it works here.
Before we see some...
Shit, that's heavy. Creo que voy a tener que pagar el... I think I have to buy the Formula 1, like the monthly subscription to Formula 1, because I don't know if it's gonna work. So I added some emojis, chat. Some great emojis. Let me know what you think about them. I added like 120 emojis, I think, but like 60 are for subscribers only, sorry, and the other are like free.
First practice of the Australian
Hey, let's watch the Formula 1.
Let's see what's going on.
Vamos a ver qué pasa. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's okay, I'll leave it. Car is safe. As long as you're okay.
He's got wide on the turn-in for 10. Missed the turning point, and then he's just finding that the grip's not there. As soon as you creep inches out wider, turn in, pick up the steer, don't get to that apex, and it's not been rubbing in quite as much. And then he's just snapping, understeering, and then into an oversteer, and off wide, straight to the barriers.
He crashed.
Australia returned to its tradition.
I don't know, chat. I don't know if Berman is the answer. I don't know. Let's see. ¿Qué ustedes qué opinan, chat? Yo pienso que Berman es buen conductor. I think where he is right now, it's okay. I would say. Like, I think it's great for young drivers just start all around, because I think it's a little difficult. But let's see, chat. I don't know.
Additional place in the calendar as the opening round of the 2025 Formula One season.
Let's go, Cook.
The first Grand Prix held around Albert Park was back in 1996, won by a Williams driver, Damon Hill. The British team have a decent record around here, winning 6 times. Now, with 2 very experienced drivers in Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon, and a car that looks pretty swift, they seem to...
Carlos Sainz, chat. F, chat. Por Carlos Sainz. Yeah, big F, big loss that right there. I think Ferrari kind of fucked up. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they're gonna win. Yo creo que Ferrari es como favorito para este... Creo que Ferrari es favorito para ser campeones. Pero vamos a ver. No sé, chat, no sé. I don't know, like, for real. I don't know if Ferrari is gonna win this one. I think they're favorite more than McLaren, at least. I would say. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. I miss Checo Perez, chat.
Team on the up, and they look quick in FP1. Sainz with the second best lap of the session, Albon in P6. McLaren can boast a great record in Australia too. Kings of Adelaide and Melbourne 11 times in all. The Woking team are once again to the fore, with Lando Norris stating that he feels the...
Lando Norris, chat. No sé si Lando Norris tenga lo que se necesita para ser campeón, to be honest. Like, I don't know if Lando Norris no sé si le va a ir bien esta temporada. No sé si la vaya a romper, la neta. El año pasado siento que... Yo siento que la Fórmula 1 es como súper mental, ¿sabes? O sea, yo siento que la Fórmula 1 es como... o sea, gana literalmente como que el que mejor mentalidad tiene, ¿sabes? Por eso Max Verstappen es ahorita campeón, porque siento que todos lo quieren, pero no porque todos lo quieren significa que todos están como dispuestos a trabajar por ello, ¿sabes? O sea, Max es una locura. La de Max es una locura, la neta, chat. O sea, yo sé que no muchas personas... I know that not a lot of people like Max Verstappen. But I still think that he's like the greatest right now. But I don't know, maybe I'm just saying things. I was reading a little bit, but we'll talk about that later.
Papaya cars are the favourites this weekend. And it was the Briton who came out on top at the flag. His final dash around the circuit, nabbing the fastest time of the day, clocked at 1 minute 17.2.
Me mama que el Oxxo sea un patrocinador de McLaren. Me mama bien duro.
Racing McLaren colours for the foreseeable future. He finished P4, some 400s back from his teammate. Ferrari have the best record in Melbourne, victorious here 10 times in all, with multiple world champions Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel contributing to the majority of those wins. The Scuderia have another one of the greats driving for them now. 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, who's no slouch around these streets. 8 times he's been on pole down under, and only twice has he tasted the victor's champagne. The last time, a full decade ago. He had the honour of the first lock-up of the weekend, his Ferrari's front right smoking as he approached turn 3. However, it was Charles Leclerc who seemed to be the hooked-up driver in red, setting the 3rd best time. Defending drivers...
Damn, I don't know. Is Leclerc gonna be number 1? O sea, ¿Leclerc va a ser el 1 o qué, chat? ¿Leclerc va a ser el 1? Yo creo que sí. I think Leclerc's gonna be number 1 this year. Se me hace difícil verlo de otra manera. La verdad, se me hace difícil que fuera de otra manera. que Leclerc no fuera el número 1. Pero... no sé, chat. Puede que se hayan dado cuenta algunos que traigo la misma sudadera de ayer. Eso es porque somos unos marranos aquí. No nos bañamos.
Champ Max Verstappen was pushing hard, putting a wheel in the gravel at turn 7. The Red Bull rapid through the bends, finishing a fine 5th. Several new faces on the grid this year.
I don't like Liam Lawson at all. I really, really don't like Liam Lawson. Oh, qué mal, chat, qué mal. La verdad es que Liam Lawson no me gusta nada. O sea, y luego más porque dejó al Checo Pérez. No, chat, no. No sé qué estamos haciendo aquí. Se hace que este año sí va a haber la Fórmula 1, pero no sé si vaya a ser super fan.
All of them complete newbies. Lawson, formerly of Racing Bulls, has been upgraded to a Red Bull seat next to Max and was also flirting with the margins in FP1, clipping the wall at one point and rearranging one of the trackside camera positions in the process.
I touched the wall just on the entry of turn 9, like just pressed it.
He crashed.
Yeah, we often do see the odd wheel bang here or there that used to be suspension pieces
Let's see.
flaking away. Now they can get away with it a little bit more, and it looks like Lawson is one of those who, thankfully, has gotten away with that.
So, how did the rest of the
I
new
love
kids
his boy
do?
emoji.
Isaac Hadjar had the bragging rights, putting his racing
I love
ball
it.
into
I
the
love
top
his boy
10.
emojis,
Kimi
chat.
Antonelli on his Mercedes debut finished P14.
I try to-
The unfortunate Behrman
Intenté
was last
meter
after
a
his
ISO
early
speed.
exit.
I
Jack
couldn't.
Doohan finished P14.
What happened here?
The top 10. Kimi Antonelli on his Mercedes debut finished P14, and the unfortunate Behrman was last after his early exit. Jack Doohan finished P13 and shifted some gravel at turn 7, one of several drivers to do so. Which
I
caused a
love
brief
this Scuderia, the Yuki Tsunoda Scuderia. What's it called? Visa Cash App or something like that. I love it, for real. I think it's the best one, the best car. Like, at least the design, the white, how it's like, I don't know, I like it. It's like a white Red Bull. Nice. I don't know. I think this year is gonna win for sure Ferrari, I would say. If I had to, like... As a matter of fact, chat. Es más, chat. Les apuesto. Si Ferrari gana este año... chat, yo les regalo 2 subs.
at one point to allow the stray stones to be
5 subs.
cleared. Alpine teammate Pierre Gasly, now a veteran of more than 150 Grand Prix starts, had a moment at turn 11. Reigning F2 champion Gabriel Bortoleto seems to have his work cut out.
Gabriel Bortoleto.
In the kick salver, the team finished
Beautiful kick. This year, chat, we are Formula 1 watch party lovers. We love Gabriel Bortoleto. Amamos a Gabriel Bortoleto, chat. Ni modo, las cosas como son, las cosas como se tienen que decir. Amamos a Gabriel Bortoleto. Creo que Gabriel Bortoleto... acá no super mega mamando. No, sí. Sí, Gabriel Bortoleto, chat, es la clave. Gabriel Bortoleto es la clave. He's the key.
last term and didn't seem to be making any inroads this time out, although Bortoleto did beat teammate Nico Hülkenberg in the session P15 for the Brazilian.
15, okay, yeah, I take it.
Mercedes George Russell found the barriers in the dying seconds, ending the session slightly early, with the leaderboard looking like the barriers in the dying second places better in the German. Mercedes George Russell found the barriers in the dying seconds, ending the session slightly early, with the leaderboard looking like this. Norris P1 ahead of Sainz, Leclerc.
So, Lando número 1. Okay, Lando number 1. Yeah. Carlos Sainz number 2. Okay. Charles Leclerc number 3. Damn, Carlos Sainz. Damn. Carlos Sainz. My boy, Carlos Sainz. Sí. La verdad es que, chat, aquí somos de Carlos Sainz, Aquí somos de Carlos Sainz, chat. Aquí somos de Carlos Sainz. Definitivamente para mí, top. Oscar Piastri 4, Max 5, Albon 6. Oh, William Strong, this practice. Fernando Alonso, Russell, Isaac, Hadjar, Lance Stroll. Okay, I take it. Okay, nice. Vamos a ver, chat. Vamos a ver. Hoy andamos streameando tempranito, chat. Hoy estamos streameando tempranito porque le debía tiempo a un sub. Le debía tiempecito a un sub. Entonces, pues tocó. Creo que voy a dejar el idioma en español. Creo que voy a dejar el idioma en español, más que nada porque hoy la verdad no tengo muchas ganas de hablar en inglés. A menos, claro, que se una alguien que habla inglés, pues ahí sí lo cotorremos en inglés, pero hoy vamos a hablar en español, chat. Hoy vamos a hablar en español porque pues así la verdad es que tocaba, siento que llevaba mucho tiempo, o sea, llevo creo que 2 o 3 streams hablando en inglés, lo cual está bien, o sea, creo que está bien como traerme el público también de Estados Unidos o de Inglaterra, no sé dónde me vean las personas que hablan inglés, pero pues vamos a ver, chat.
Piastri, Verstappen, Albon, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hadjar, and Lance Stroll. P11 for Yuki Tsunoda, then came Hamilton, Doohan, Antonelli, Bortoleto, Lawson, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Esteban Ocon, and Ollie Beck.
Bueno, veamos la práctica libre número 2. A ver cómo sale, chat, la práctica libre número 2. ¿Qué otro emoji me amó de los que metí? Aquí vamos a dejarle un mensaje ahorita a ver si se une Mr. Benji, que ahorita son como también sus horas de stream. Metí a no, hombre, metí unos para la fiesta, chat. Metí unos para agarrar fiesta de colores. No, hombre, no saben lo que se viene. Vean estos 5 emojis de colores. No, qué hermoso. Eso es lo más bonito. A ver, práctica número 2.
Charles Leclerc, race lap record holder here, is the quickest man of the session with a best time of 1 minute 16.439. More than a tenth back from the leader with the 2 McLarens. Oscar Piastri getting one over teammate Lando Norris this time. 5 of the current drivers on the grid have previously won here. Fernando Alonso did it 19 years ago, and Lewis Hamilton has taken the honours twice in 2008 and 2015. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and most recently Carlos Sainz have also graced the top step. Verstappen was on pole here last term, setting a new track lap record in the process, but a technical problem forced him out of the race. Ferrari backed the 1-2.
¿Cómo? Bueno, entonces dicen que Max... A ver, voy a escuchar. Max salió en la práctica libre número 2.
Sainz getting the better of his then Ferrari teammate Leclerc. The Spaniard was a little off this time out. The Williams man's best time in FP2, only good enough for P11. Of the other Melbourne Kings, Hamilton was P5, Verstappen P7, and Alonso P13. Home fans have 2 local heroes to cheer on. Alpine rookie Jack Doohan is an Aussie, as is...
El Jack Doohan, no, ¿qué es esto? Es que está muy random. No sé por qué se me hace como muy random que Jack Doohan esté en la Fórmula 1. No sé, como que hay muchas caras nuevas en la Fórmula 1. Siento que hay muchas caritas nuevas y... pues sí. La verdad, qué bueno por la Fórmula 1. Jóvenes. Oigan, la verdad, qué bonito, ¿no? Qué bonito se ve mi feed. Así con todos los streams que he hecho. Sí. Por toda mi carita. Sí, he querido hacer más IRL, o sea, la verdad es que sí he querido hacer más IRL, pero...
The latter would seem to have the best chance of finishing on the podium, although no one can be ruled out this year, especially if the race is rain affected, which is a distinct possibility. Norris was keen to get his session underway, taking to the grass on the pit exit to get the jump on the Kiwi competitor Liam Lawson.
Oh, right, do what he wants.
Yeah, he went through the grass.
Right, that's Norris ahead then.
Norris later suffered a big slide at turn 3 on a quick lap, but managed to avoid the gravel
Ok,
trap.
ok. Lando se desvió tranqui pops. Lando se metió un desviadón, chat. A ver, a ver. A ver, chat. ¿Qué horas son en
No such
Europa?
luck for Pierre Gasly. He's
A las
Alpine
5.
into the shingle.
I can't brake. Need to take the brakes because I keep blocking up.
Nico Hulkenberg's off-piste moment was the turn 6-7 section. The kick-sour man going straight across the stones.
Coach is still had a big run.
¡Hulkenberg!
Quite at high speed.
¡Hulkenberg! ¡Kick!
Several others were sailing close to the wind there. The preferred line through the very fast corner, taking drivers right to the edge. Lawson scattering stones, and Yuki Tsunoda leaving a cloud of dust in his wake. Lance Stroll was well clear of the loose stuff, the Aston Martin man opting for a bit of lawn mowing at turn 1 instead. George Russell suffered a lock-up at turn 13, while Mercedes teammate Kimi Antonelli was searching for every inch of Albert Park to get his times down. Traffic issues too, with many a quick lap thwarted by circuit congestion.
No one's looking in the mirror. It's crazy. Yeah, not sure what's happened there. We'll report him.
Yeah, he didn't even see me. Going quietly about their business were Red Bull's sister team, Racing Bulls, with both Tsunoda and rookie Isaac Hadjar putting in some terrific turns.
Yuki Tsunoda.
His teammate, just 2
No,
places
chat, no
behind.
dejen que se acabe el timer.
Oliver Behrman suffered a further blow to his Friday
Foul,
practice.
foul.
After crashing out in FP1, his Haas remained up on the blocks for the entirety of the
Ok,
second
ok.
session.
Oli, entonces Berman no pudo continuar. Un café por la mañana, café por la tarde, ron. Ya estamos en la nada. Hoy es viernes, chat. Hoy es
The
viernes.
clear top from Piastri and Norris. Then came Tsunoda, Hamilton, Hadjar, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Stroll, and Russell. P11 for Sainz, and he was ahead of Alex Albon, Alonso, Doohan,
Por la
Gasly,
mañana,
Antonelli,
café.
Lawson,
Por la
Vettel,
tarde, ron. A ver cómo quedó. Leclerc 1, Piastri 2, Lando 3, Yuki 4. ¿Qué? ¡Hala! O sea que en los Racing Bulls vienen más mamados que Max. Nah, eso es imposible. Un kick en el 8. Ok.
Hadjar, Verstappen,
Ok.
Hulkenberg.
Oh, la virgen. No mames. Qué buena estiradita. Pues a ver, la verdad es que, bueno, ya viendo lo de la Fórmula 1, pues vamos a ver, ¿no? Vamos a ver si se arma la Watch Party. O sea, la verdad es que sí se me antoja mucho. El problema es que no sé si la racita le guste ese tipo de videos. Entonces hoy vamos a intentar algo nuevo. Si no, pues no pasa nada, ¿verdad? Ni modo, las cosas como son. Bueno, ahorita lo que está pasando, chat, o sea, porque tengo aquí un timer. Hice un subatón ¿Cuándo hice el subatón? ¿Hace 2 días? Hice un subatón hace 2 días y estaba viendo la repetición, estaba editando el video y vi que mi timer se bajó como 1 hora, o sea, como 40 minutos. Y la verdad es que no me di cuenta. Que estuvo bien porque ya estaba yo bien jodido, ya no quería seguir haciendo la neta. Pero debo el tiempo, entonces pues vamos a darle, chat. La verdad es que pues sí. Me extraña que ahora no le haya caído nadie aquí a cotorrear. Normalmente estamos aquí cotorreando un ratillo. A la verga, típica. ¡Ah! Master. What? Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey. How are you, man? Hey. Thank you for your subs, man. Thank you very much. Hey, how are you, bro? So, hey, I added some new emojis. I was just about, like, había estado hablando puro español. I was only speaking English. We were watching the Formula One. I'm good. Thank you, man. Thank you for your sub. Appreciate it. Wow, you caught me off guard. Yeah. Thank you for. I'm really like for. I don't know, man. Like when I get a sub, I always get like super hype. Thank you. I was just about. I think I'm gonna leave the my chat on English right now. So let's change that. Yesterday, I was hoping for someone like you. Maybe. Thank you. I really wanted to talk about this, so I'm going to change this, like the subject, because I was expecting my first like 30 minutes just to talk about something in Spanish. We were talking about, I want to make today the like a Formula One watch party, like on the night, in the night. So let's see. I don't know if I can do that right now, because there's no Formula One. But well, as I was saying, yesterday I was reading this book. Oh, we got to the seal. How you say that in English? We got to the here. Thank you. Nah, for real. Thank you. And I was reading this book. It's called, like, I think the translation it's Make Your Own Destiny. And I really want to talk about this. Reach the goal. Thank you. Thanks to you, man. Thanks to you. My hair is a little messy today, so I'm just gonna wear this hat. I hope you like the new emojis. I made them. Well, I spent the whole morning editing. Yeah. So I kept reading this book, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about God, like how your environment, in a way, influences the choices you make. Yesterday we were talking about how to stop worrying. We talked about how to stop worrying, how to stop caring. It's not. I think it got a little bit misled, because I didn't actually wanted to talk about how to, like, not give a fuck. Not in a bad way, but in a way that we just kind of keep on going, because I think it's very important just to, in a way, let ourselves go. I was always wondering, how can we just stop worrying about things, if it's possible? Because many people spend their whole life worrying about things. That includes me a little bit. Many people just like to worry about things, because maybe in a way that gives us a sense of control. I think when we worry about things, we kind of try to control them. We try to control our thinking, our thoughts. We try to control everything. We, in a way, we just want the things to happen, but we actually we are not prepared to let ourselves go. I'm sorry. In a way, I think we are connected. It's a theory called the Lathos, I think. Lathos. Let me Lathos. Let me look for that. So Lathos. That's called lathos. Lattice. Yeah. So the lattice. Sorry. The lattice. It's this crazy theory called desintergic theory, and it's about the lattice mostly. So the lattice chat, it's like the communal thoughts in which we create reality. For example, when you're a human being, you have like this way of perceiving things that you're taught from your parents or from your family, or maybe like from your friends and stuff. And they kind of teach you how the world works, because that's how we perceive the world. Like you have to study, you have to have your education, you have to have money, you have to have a work, you have to have kids, you have to have like a house, you have to work. There's no way out. That's how we humans construct our reality, in the base of people just thinking. We're thinkers. The problem here is that the lattice, we're all in a way connected. We can see how, for example, if I one day think that the dollar isn't worth it, for example, I say, no, the dollar won't exist for me. So maybe in a way, you might think that I'm crazy. And that's called... So it's a little bit confusing at first, but I think it makes sense just to kind of observe instead of absorbing. I think that's mainly the purpose. When we observe our thoughts, or maybe observe reality instead of just when we observe our thoughts, instead of assuming them, instead of absorbing them. For example, I might think that I'm stupid, that I did something wrong, and now I'm stupid, I'm a piece of garbage, I don't know. But maybe that doesn't have to be actually me. It also has to do with what I think about me. And that's difficult a little bit to understand, because when you do not trust God, in a way, when you do not trust like the outcome of your thoughts, you might be just influenced by everything. I think our attention span right now, it's totally underrated. I think people think that attention is something maybe that's not worth it. But if you think about it, our attention is the only thing we have right now. Our attention, it's the only thing that makes actually our reality. If your attention is blown away, or maybe not, because when we wake up, what's the first thing we do? Well, normally we go to the internet. Maybe if you like TikTok, you like Instagram, maybe YouTube, Facebook, I don't know. But most of us, when we wake up, the first thing we do is, or maybe check the emails. In Germany, when I lived in Germany, I used to have like these crazy thoughts about emails, because when I woke up, I was always, I used to have like mails from the bank, from the Ausländerbehörde. How do you say that in English? Like from the where you get like your visa and stuff. There's always a mail you have to answer. And I used to have this problem where I couldn't stop just checking my phone. Embassy. No, it's not embassy. Let me... Ausländerbehörde English. Let me look for that. Immigration authority. Immigration authority. That's it. In German, it's Ausländerbehörde. That's how it's written. I used to have like a lot of mails from these people. And it was very, very exhausting, you know? And the thing is that when I tried just to not think about it, it was just worse. You know, that I think that's the main problem about our attention span, that we try not to think about things, but then after trying, these thoughts kind of got it like encrusted to your mind, you know? The more you try something, the more you try to let go, the more you kind of attach to things, it makes us suffer. You know, it makes us think that we're not enough. It makes us feel we're not enough. It makes us just actually feel like shit, you know? And it's a problem because when we wake up, I think we have like this hour in which we can kind of connect with God. And, you know, the connection with God, I think people misunderstand it because they think in a way that God is this creature that gives us wishes. But I think that's totally incorrect. I think the real meaning of this is that when you connect yourself, that it's like making this, putting all this attention that you have, because we all have a lot of attention, and this attention, it's limited. You know, it's not unlimited. Maybe it might seem like unlimited because we spend most of our attention maybe on Netflix, you know, TikTok, Instagram, the news, the thinking from our parents. Maybe I used to think, I always had like this thought in my head that was, it's a little bit crazy to explain, but when I was a little kid, I wanted to be like perfect for my parents. You know, I wanted to be perfect for my parents. I wanted my parents to be proud of me. So I don't know how to really to explain this, but pressure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I kind of imagined myself, or like I imagined the voices from my parents in a way making me like take the right direction, but it's not actually something that they told me. It was something that I learned and that I thought that's what they wanted from me. You know, it's not that maybe they told me what they want from me, but because I was trying to be like a good kid, you know, I was kind of imagining when I was about to do something, when I was about to do maybe go out with a girl, you know, play Xbox, go to a party, go to the gym or something. I'm talking about maybe in an age from 12 to 15, maybe. And in this age, I wasn't sure who I was. I mean, maybe I kind of liked some things, but I wasn't sure who I wanted to be. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. I was just a little kid, you know? And this made me, because I wasn't sure who I was and what I wanted to do with my life, I kind of let myself guide from the thoughts that I thought my parents thought. You know, maybe it's a little, maybe silly. You can say it is silly because no one told me that. No one has ever told me something like that. But that's how my brain worked. a little bit. I wanted to always to impress my parents. I wanted to be like the best kid ever. I wanted to have like the best grades. I wanted to be like always, perfect. And this pressure of trying to be perfect all the time, I started to talk to my psychologist, and we came to the conclusion that I'm like this people pleaser, you can say. And the cure for this, this people pleasing, maybe can be transported to my career as a doctor, because I wanted to make like everyone happy. I wanted like for everyone to be good, for everyone to be in the best way possible, even if that meant that I wasn't good enough. Even if that meant that I was second. That I couldn't just stop because I wanted to. I was like you when I was younger too. Always want to make everyone else happy no matter what. Yeah. That's a problem, because I think this people pleasing, it's just like a mental virus that we learn because we are scared of not being accepted. We're scared of not being accepted. We're scared of not, or at least I was scared of not being a part of something. I always had like these crazy expectations about myself. And these expectations actually just took my attention away. Let me explain that to you. I think it's a little easy to understand now. When we wake up, again, we have like this attention span. Okay? And you can spend it wisely, or you can just throw it to the garbage. But this attention span has to do with your energy. When you think about things, you have like these, the thoughts can be measured. They can be measured with, what's that called in English? Electroencephalogram. Let me look for this word in English. Encephalogram, English. Let's see. It's called electroencephalogram, yeah.
Electroencephalogram.
Encephalogram. Yeah. So your thoughts can be actually measured with this. Yeah, with an electroencephalogram. So when you think about it, it is actually like electricity. Your thoughts are like electricity. I'm not like kidding. Maybe this is like a surprise for some people, because we don't stop to think about this, but our thoughts and our attention can be measured with electricity. Okay, and because of this, it means actually that electricity is energy. If you want to power up a light bulb, or maybe a car, or your cell phone, it has to use electricity. Okay, so your body, because of your neurons everywhere, it's like a big light bulb, like a machine. It's like a machine that works with electricity, water, and food. Okay? If your brain shuts down, it's like you have no light. Okay? You have no electricity in you. That means that your thoughts and your attention, for example, your eyes, they are connected to your brain. That means that your eyes also work with electricity, And this electricity, as well as your brain, can be measured from your eyes. And that means that your attention, from your, like, what you see, what you perceive, what you think, it's also energy in a way, because you kind of have to use this electricity in order to get something. Maybe you do that unconscious, because it's not like you tell your cones or your basins, I don't know how that's called in English, from your eyes to do the work and make these synapses and make everything work like a perfect machine. No, no, no. You don't have to do all of that. You just have to open your eyes. You just have to literally open your eyes. Okay? So when you open your eyes, you have to put your attention somewhere. This attention, for example, it could be me right now. You have to hear my voice. You have to see me. You have to listen to me. You have to understand what I'm saying. And it's not only for me, maybe it has also to do, for example, on the TV, on the news, as I said, on the phone. It's something you have to do. It's not like it's unconscious. You have to stop what you're doing and just listen and just hear, just see, just think about the things. So the problem here, it's not that you have to be perfect all the time. It's not that you have to always have like this incredible attention span in which you always like in this hustle community, like you're always hustling, you're always thinking that, oh yeah, I'm going to be the greatest, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be blah, 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 blah. No. Because that's all that when you think about those things, they also make you feel in a way not enough. When you're talking about yourself as if you want to reach something, but saying that you are not this another thing in your body, it kind of makes it makes your thinking and your body crash, because you're thinking that you want to be enough, but because of this thought of not being enough, that means that you actually think that you're not enough. So that's why you want to be so bad to be enough, and this crash, because these are opposing thoughts, in order for that means that you are kind of opposing to what you actually think from you, which is a little, I know it's rough, but instead of thinking of becoming, you have to utilize this energy and actually doing the work in a way. But how can you do that if you do not trust yourself? For example, I used to have these thoughts about always not being enough because of this perfection that I thought. So it's the same. I think it's the same concept, just in another way explained. For example, if I think that I want to be perfect and I want to please anyone, I want to make everyone happy. Everyone. It doesn't matter my opinion. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter if it makes me feel bad. It doesn't matter if it makes me maybe feel uncomfortable, if it makes me sad. No. What I care about is that people think, or that people are happy with this version of me of people pleasing. So in order for me to think about that, I kind of have to imagine like this ball of energy, like this ball of thoughts, in which I always expect people being happy, or people just in a way feeling better just because I think so. And this, as I said, it's like this clash of energy in which you cannot do that. Okay, you actually, if you do that, you will find yourself always tired, always not being enough. You will always feel like shit because you're not giving yourself this attention. You're trying to reach this kind of view, these kind of thoughts that doesn't align with you. Okay, and I think that's a principle of not stop caring, or to stop caring like too much, because it's actually good to care. It's good to care, but my problem, or the problem that I had, is that I always have to make people also be good, or like not feel bad because of me, because I thought my presence maybe could make people uncomfortable. If I decided something, maybe my clothing, my hair, my beard, maybe it could, my voice, my actions, my thoughts, and my speaking, my words, maybe it could make someone uncomfortable. And I didn't want that. I didn't want people to think that I was like a bully or something. It's not that I'm a bully. It's just that, like, in this looking for happiness, for perfection, it kind of made my brain think that I always have to be someone. That I couldn't let myself go. If I was chilling, like it's Saturday evening, I'm chilling, I'm just drinking maybe a beer, maybe I'm smoking a joint, I don't know. I'm drinking some coffee, I'm chilling. And then I feel bad. I started to feel bad because I think maybe I started to think that I'm a lazy guy. Maybe I'm thinking that my father or my mother will think that I'm lazy. Maybe my woman, my how do you say that in English? My wife, thinking, oh, he's chilling, he's in working, he's a lazy ass man. Okay. So instead of just enjoying my thing, I just start to think what others might think of me, or maybe I just come from the gym and, I start to think, oh, maybe people think that I smell really bad, oh shit, that's bad. It's gonna be really, really bad because people think that I'm bad, So you start thinking, I'm feeling bad actually because of just because of thinking what people might think from you. And this is also energy. This is also energy that you're wasting just thinking what others might think from you. Or for example, worrying. Yesterday we talked a little bit about worrying, but I don't remember why I had to cut it. But worrying is also like this mental state of not being enough and of not doing enough, and overall not accepting your actual thoughts and your actual life. Because let me explain. So you have this problem, this situation, okay? This situation that you don't like. There's always the root of problems, I think. It's either we have something we don't want, or we want something we don't have. Let me write that for you. We have something we do not want, or we want something we do not have. I think this is the root of our problems. Okay? We have something we do not want. For example, we have overweight, and we don't want that. Or we have a fight, and we don't want to fight, Or maybe we want something we do not have. Okay, I want some money. I want to be rich. I want to be rich as fuck. Okay, I want to be the richest man ever. And I don't have that. Therefore, that's a problem. In my mind, at least. So I start to act or not to act because of this, and I start to make decisions that might or might not lead me to this. But it doesn't have to be actually, you don't have to be led. You just have to kind of, trust yourself. And instead of watching this as problems, instead of watching these thoughts as opposing thoughts that, or I do not, for example, let's say that you're sick. Let's say that you're sick and you do not want to be sick. Okay, you just want to be you. shit, I don't wanna be sick. So you worry about being sick. You start to worry. You start to worry about your sickness. Is worrying about your sickness actually good? I think not. I think when we allow ourselves to be sick, and instead of, fighting, you can just, in a way, accept the things because accept the things just the way they are. And when you accept them, you can actually do something. Okay? And all this energy that you're wasting worrying about things, you can, let yourself go a little bit. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to always be fit and fun. You can let yourself go in a way. Okay, for example, we want something. I think our problem here is that we all want some things. We all want things in our lives. That makes us walk. That makes us keep on going. Wanting things makes us move. But also not wanting things makes us have peace. I think it's interesting, for example, in Buddhism, that one of the laws there is that you have to want less, which is a little bit opposing to our maybe Occidental thoughts, that the more the better. This hustle community in which you have to be better, you have to be stronger, you have to be richer, you have to have a bigger house, a better car, a better phone, a better wife. You have to do that. Why? Because I say so. Because that's what the people think. These crazy standards about beautifulness, about beautifulness. Is that even a word? Beautifulness. Let's see. I don't know if that's a word. Beautifulness. Yeah, it's a word. Yeah, beautifulness. So this constant wanting, it makes us sick because you're not accepting who you are right now. Maybe, of course, it's important to have goals in our lives. But instead of seeing things as problems or maybe as unreachable goals, you have to start seeing problems as like an extension of what you have right now. And as this is yours, instead of fighting it, you can just accept the problem right now. And when you accept the problem, when you accept this part of you that you don't like, you can start working on it. For example, a big problem that I used to have when I was young is that I was really, really fat. I was, I think, 12 and I used to weigh 88 kilograms. I was 12, I think. I was fat. And instead of, so I maybe when I realized that I was fat, I did two things. One, I didn't do exercise. And two, I felt bad about not doing exercise. That's it. That's what I did. I didn't do much. I was just worrying about my weight. I was just worrying about what everyone else would think about me. But I didn't do shit. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't eating better. I was just worrying about things. Because worrying, in a way, makes us have this false control that maybe just because of worrying about things, we kind of gain this control, which is stupid. It's actually stupid because we have no control about that. We have no control about this. Instead of worrying about things, you kind of just accept it and make something. So this problem, my obesity, how do you say that? Obesity. Let's see. I think it's obesity.
Obesity.
Yeah, obesity. When I started to work out, when I started, to eat better, when I started overall to have like a more conscious life, I stopped worrying because I trusted my decisions. I trusted that if I wanted to eat a burger, I was eating it in order to feel better and not just to feel this empty space. So that goes out also, for example, with anything from your life. I used to worry a lot about money because I had no money. After school, after med school, I was actually like super poor. My parents did have money, but I didn't. I had like actually like $0.0 or Mexican pesos in my account. And I started to worry. I started to worry about the future. I started to worry about the things that I couldn't have. I started to worry about everything. I started to worry about what I could do with my life because I had no money, because I wanted to travel and I had no money, because I wanted to go to Germany and I had no money. And after some months, I started to work, but the money I used to earn wasn't enough. So my parents just gave me some money to live, but I was kind of living on the limit, Then I got a loan for me to go to Germany. And as I got this loan, I got my wife pregnant. So I was about to become a dad. We got pregnant. And shit, actually, I got fucking scared. Like super, super, super scared. I think it's the worst feeling in the world that I had as I learned that I was about to be a dad, that I just got a loan from the bank to go to Germany, and that I have to pay for this Prüfungen, for the exams in Germany, that I have to pay for the bill, for the tickets from the airplane. I had to buy like my apartment. I had to do a lot to do, I wanted to be, also I was making some YouTube videos, like some shorts. I started to make content. That was about 2-3 years ago. And then I did things because I was worried. I did things not because I was grateful, but because I was worried. So the decisions I made, just started in a way to reflect on what I wasn't. These decisions, everything that I started to do came out of fear, came out of worriness. Is that even a word? Sorry for my English, chat. Preocupación. Sorry for my English. It's a little wrong one, I don't know. Concern. My concern. So my decisions and the things that I made. Actually, white women fantasize about you having sex with them during doctor appointments. Yes, it has happened sometimes that they tell me like they wanna do something after the work, but I think it's illegal. Just for them. I think it's illegal even for me just to say something like, oh yeah, let's do something. I think it's illegal. It's like, I don't know what's that called, like power overuse. I don't know. But yeah, many women have told me, even men have told me, that they wanted like to hang out with me. But I always had like this card saying, no, I'm married. I'm married. I cannot do that. So yeah. Thank you for asking. Not only white women, also Hispanic woman, Man, why only white woman? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But well, as I was saying, I started to just feel bad about everything in my life because I was kind of trapped in this worriness, always thinking and this concern, sorry, that I'm not good enough. I don't have enough money. I cannot get out of here. I'm always worried, and I don't have like the power in a way to get out of here because I have a lot of payments to do. I must pay for my baby, the diapers, the clothing, the soap, like this special baby soap that is super, super expensive. The stroller. No. I remember that, and it was tough. It was really, really tough. But the toughest part was actually that I felt that I couldn't make it. I think that's the worst part. The worst part, and it got only worse in Germany, because in Germany, I don't know if I've ever talked to you guys about why, like, my experiences in Germany. I had in Spanish last week. We were talking about like German experiences. Maybe we can talk about that later, because he's a long ass like this of everything that I lived there, the racism, the hospitals that I worked there. Like for real in Germany, they are really racist with doctors. They do not give you the payment that you deserve just because you're like Auslander. Means Auslander. It's also a Rammstein song. Immigrant. Yeah. Because you're an immigrant, they kind of think that they can pay you whatever you want, even as a doctor. So tough decisions that I had to make, and it was actually after I came back to Mexico. In Finland, same but pays equal. Everything else is terrible. Lots of racism. It's crazy the racism there is in Europe. I didn't thought it was like that, but for example, I had like these racism problems. They told me that I was a Muslim because of my birth. Many people thought that I came from, for example, from Arabia Saudite. I don't know what's that called in English. The United Arabic States. I don't know, or from Turkey. And because of this, many people treated me like shit. They assumed that I couldn't speak German. I don't know, bad experiences. I don't want to talk about that. Not on this stream. I wanted to talk about good things today. Yeah. So after I had to make a lot of decisions, most of them came out of fear. And this, I think, fear, it's like the opposite. They're like the same coin as faith. I think fear is here and faith is here. So you cannot have fear and faith at the same time. It's actually not possible to be fearful and faithful at the same time. So what you do, you have to choose. Either you have fear or you're faithful on the things that you do. And it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to do this, but you have to make a choice. And I think that's where we most fail, to actually make choices, because we're scared of making choices. We're not used to making choices this big, at least, which is which kind of person you want to be. You want to be like a bad person. You want to be someone who's always worried about things. You want to be someone that, is always worrying. Someone that is always worrying, it's not, I think, worriness or anxiousness has been seen as maybe something not good, but common. So because of this commonness, people don't take serious. Like when you are actually having an anxiety attack, because people are used to being worried all the time. People are always assuming that being worried, it's like a way of living. And because of this, many people just don't do anything about it. They just let their anxiety kind of sit in and make them take the decisions. I think anxiety is just an emotion that has been overprocessed and makes us feel like shit. When we feel anxiety, it means that you're not grounded, because when you're grounded, when you are feeling yourself or letting yourself go, you cannot feel anxiousness. But we have so much time, we have, I think, denied this power in ourselves, and this power actually is what we need, but it's not that we're powerless, is that we don't see the power in ourselves. As I said, many people don't know that your brains, that your brain actually makes electricity. That's power. Electricity is power. You can turn on switches. You can move things. There's people that have this filter. I made like this certification on depression, so I can treat patients that are depressed. I cannot give them like these heart medicaments, like these tablets. Some of them, not all of them, but I make like this course for me to talk about at least suicide with patients. So I've seen like 2 or 3 in my life, like these suicidal patients, and they have this filter, this filter in your head that makes you think you're not good enough. The bad thing is that everyone can have it. The good thing is that you can learn this. But maybe I think people have this, many people have this, just not in this crazy suicidal way. Just that I think we are in a way living depressed and also anxious about life because of this culture in which more is always better. So you always want more because it's better. You want more sex, you want more party, you want more drugs, it's better. That's our culture. So because of this, we never have enough. And not having enough can make us feel empty, but at the same time trapped. Some people, this trappedness or this emptiness, they kind of look inside of it, because I think that the only way to go through things, the only way out of something is true. You have to go through things in order for your brain and for your mind to understand it, So we have let ourselves think that we're not enough because we don't have enough things. And this way of seeing things takes the power away from us, And this lack of power makes us decide what we want to do with our lives, because we feel that we're powerless. Therefore, we take decisions that kind of make us feel comfortable, but maybe it's not what we want. It just kind of take this anxiety away. For example, working a 9 to 5, working from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. It's a way of, it's a comfortable way of living, even though maybe you're not happy with it, maybe you're not into it, but it gives you money. And because you have money, you can do things and spend things and buy more things. You can maybe pay out your loans. You can do a lot of things with this money. But for sure, I can assure you, you're not 100% happy. Also school. I think school, in a way, it's just, it exists because it makes us feel comfortable doing something. Maybe you go to school because your parents told you to, because you have to have a grade, you have to have a degree. Of course you have to go to school. You've never questioned that. But what if you don't? Maybe you don't like math. Maybe you don't like to socialize. And people see that as if it was bad, as if you were stupid because of not being good at math. Or you were stupid because you like spending your time alone, And these thoughts, I think overall, it's not that they're bad. It's that you have to question them in order to actually know what you want and what makes this anxiety disappear. You cannot expect anxiety to go with alcohol. Expect anxiety to go with drugs, or maybe just with work, because maybe you don't see it, but work, it's also an addiction. Okay, like not being able to sit with yourself because of your unhappiness, and instead of working in yourself, you would rather go out there and make some money. Which is okay. I get it. I get that money, it's like what drives us in a way. But why would you have so much money if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, if you're not happy with yourself, then money is worthless, because of what I said, like these psychiatrical patients that live in this anxiety forever, in this constant anxiety of not being enough, of not feeling enough, of not, chill, just chill. Just chill a lot, man. Because I think what we cannot rest with is two things: the feeling of dying, and what would it mean if you die and you have nothing, like they do not remember you. With they, I mean your family, maybe your friends, your followers on Instagram. That's what we cannot live with. That if you love yourself always, if you're always loving everyone, it's pointless in a way, because you die. That's it. There's no coming back. So why would you love someone? Why would you do such things if you are going to die? So the thing here is, it's not dying is something bad, or loving is something bad, or being at peace with yourself is something bad. It's just that we have to accept the fact that one day we're gonna die. We have to accept the fact that we are not humans living a mythical or experience. Rather, we are kind of mythical creatures that are living a human experience. Therefore, you can think. Therefore, you can make money. Therefore, you can live your life as a human, but not entirely. I know it's a little confusing. Maybe I confused myself because I don't know. I don't know if you understood that, but I think that the answer lies in between. I think the answer is just there, lying around. It's not that it's pointless. It might be pointless for people. It might be pointless, for maybe no one knows me. Maybe it's pointless that I make videos in Japan or in China or in Africa. Maybe people won't know me there. But it's not pointless, at least for me, because I'm expressing my thoughts. I'm doing something that I like, and that should be enough. It should be enough to live your life on your own terms, even though you do not have everything. I'm a doomer, but positive doomer. Okay. Maybe I think people are not actually scared of dying, but people are scared of living. Of taking risks, of making the decisions based on ourselves, because having the power to make these decisions, having the power of choosing what you eat, what you see on the internet, what you do on the internet, having this power also means that you have responsibility, this big ass responsibility, and people don't want that. People don't want to work for their dreams. People don't want to be better. Why would you be better? For what? What's the point of it? It's better to have more money. What's the point of being strong if you can buy someone who is strong? What's the point of being smart if you can buy someone who makes smart decisions for you? I get it. I understand why you do not want to be better and come back through you. But one day, there's going to be no other option, because either you are going to be alone all the time because of the work you have, or you will be old, and because you didn't practice with your body, you won't be able to move your body. You will be like this fat guy who cannot walk and do some things by himself because you're always eating. You're always working, you're always doing things, and you feel. I felt guilty sometimes when I do not work, when I'm not streaming. Sometimes I feel guilty when I'm not out there working with my patients, going to surgeries. Sometimes I feel guilty, but instead I try to make this guiltiness into a master. I think the best way to understand and to work with feelings, at least with bad feelings, is just call them masters. Also problems, instead of watching them and thinking problems, you can call them opportunities, which is maybe a little too much for some people, but I think it's like the best possible way just to change your thoughts. Okay? Let's say that I hate my boss, because I used to hate my boss. I used to hate my doctor, this chief of surgeons. I used to hate him like a motherfucker. I used to think like, fuck, I don't want to see you. I used to hate this guy. But instead of using my energy, like my mental energy, and thinking, fuck this guy, I kind of saw him as a master. Instead of looking at him and saying, I hate you with my whole life, just, okay, why I hate you? Okay, maybe I hate you because you tell things. I used to hate him because he was always pointing out like the bad things we do. For example, oh, you did that wrong with the patient. Oh, you're a stupid ass fuck. He used to swear a lot. And I hated that. I hated that he always was pointing out like the bad things in our work. But instead of just hating him, I instead saw him as my master, not master like master, as a teacher, you know. And he was teaching me to be more compassionate with myself, because if I get angry at that, if I get angry at my lack of work, it means that I can do better. It means that maybe I'm being too hard on myself, and it means that I can be more patient with myself. So I took all this anger that I had towards a man that maybe I never told him that I hated him. I just did. And I took all this hate and transformed it into a teaching lesson. Instead of thinking, oh, what a bad guy, I took this energy and said, okay, why I hate this guy? Okay, I hate him because he's treating me bad, because I believe what he's saying about me. And because I believe that means that it is showing me something that I lack. And instead of getting angry at this, I just learn and make it better. Because of that guy, I became in this, patient guy who likes to chill with patients, with sick people, instead of just hating people in a way. And that can work for everything. I used to think, why am I going through some shit? For example, in Germany or here, I always try to see things as teachers. Okay. So why am I not getting the recognition I want? Or maybe, for example, in Kik, when I started, I used to think that I wasn't getting enough recognition, that I wasn't getting, or at least the recognition that I wanted. My views, like I used to have like maybe 5 views every time I did a video. So what was lacking there? Well, I came to realize that I needed to recognize myself. I needed to recognize the work that I was doing and just let go, which I think is the hardest part. Let go of things. Because if you let go, that means that you trust 100% what you're doing. And I think it's difficult for some people just to let themselves go, because that means that you let things, or maybe God, or maybe the universe, or maybe life, do the things for you, Or maybe, for example, I used to have like this conflict with my father. I used to have this big ass conflict. We always argue about it. About what was the conflict about? About alcohol. I used to have like this big ass conflict about alcohol, because my father likes to drink. I don't know if he has a problem. I think he used to have a problem. Now or maybe I had a problem with him drinking. That was like the main problem. That it's not that he had a drinking problem, is that I used to hate that he got drunk. Because I was kind of ashamed. I remember this problem started because when I was about to graduate high school, when I was graduating high school, I remember my dad drinking too much and getting super wasted. And I remember I kind of felt super ashamed, of what my people think from me, or my family, or my parent, or my father, sorry. So this shame went throughout the years, for at least 3 or 4 years, in which my father, every time he drank something, even though a shot, a beer, 2 shots, 2 beers, a tequila or something, I had the problem with it. My father, he was having a blast. He was having the best time of his life. He was drinking, It's just that, drinking. But I felt ashamed. I felt that because of his drinking, I was... So this shame was, in a way, a reflection on the shame that I had on myself. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. But I felt so ashamed of my father. And it's not that I actually felt ashamed of me. Because back then, I used to have like this addiction to weed. I used to smoke a lot of weed. And I realized that I was actually ashamed with myself. No, I wasn't ashamed of my father drinking. I was ashamed of myself smoking. But because I had no balls to, not literally, I had like no, I had no balls to confront myself with my addiction. It was better just to throw my responsibility of things to something that I could easily hate. Because we can all hate our parents. It's super easy to hate your dad and your mom. It's super easy just to throw everything at them. Like, hey, it's your fault that I'm lazy. It's your fault that I'm stupid. It's your fault that I don't have money. It's your fault. Well, what the fuck, man? It's your fault. Not your parents. Not your family. Not your friends. If you're poor, if you're having a problem, it is your responsibility to change that. It is not your parents, it is not your grandparents, it is not your friends, it is your problem. If you are having a problem, it means that you are doing something or taking bad choices. And that's it. So after I almost fought with my dad. We were talking about alcohol and then weed and then money, and it was like, I'm gonna fucking punch you, and we were about to fight. And then I understood it. The problem isn't my dad. The problem is not his addictions, but mine. My addictions. So I remember, I don't know what it was, but I remember in the middle of nowhere, I just felt like peace in myself. I just felt that I could accept my dad. So we were fighting. We were fighting for at least an hour, just screaming at each other. And then I just felt love. I hugged my dad. I started to cry, and I said, okay, it's okay. I'm sorry. And that's it. I don't know, like the problem just went away. Because I accepted it. I accepted the fact that maybe my father is going to drink until he dies. But that doesn't mean that I have to be harsh on him. That doesn't mean that he's a bad man. That doesn't mean that it's a shame for the family or something. It's just who he is. It's a good man who cares for his family and likes to drink. And if I had a problem, then it was my problem, not his. So this people pleasing, which I started the stream about, means that you stop putting your attention to other people. You stop wasting your time thinking that maybe your thoughts might change the problem or might, make you feel better because of something, but rather accepting the things that you cannot change, but the things that you can change can be changed by the way you perceive the problem. Another thing that I was talking about is, for example, a problem, making it also your teacher. For example, not only people, that's like for people pleasers like me, and like TPKFI, like people, we used to have this problem, people pleasing, but also that can also work with everything actually. Every time you have to face something, you can see it either, why is this helping me, or why is this happening to me? When we see things just like, why is this happening to me, then your thoughts and your actions are going to victimize themselves. If you start to see things as if they were out of control, as if they were bad, as if they were blah 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 blah, then it would only mean that you are giving away your power, and you would rather just stand there frightened as do something. Okay, I know it's a little, for example, let me put another example on these problems. I used to hate making shifts. I used to hate making night shifts at the hospital. I didn't want to work until, the shifts we have here in Mexico, they are like 36-hour shifts. That means for example, you come to work on a Tuesday, and you go out on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. I don't remember, but I used to hate that. I used to hate that with my whole heart. I used to hate making night shifts. I used to hate working the whole day, the whole week as a doctor. I used to hate being like demanded. I like physically and mentally demanded until I couldn't do shit about it. So I had to I signed a contract for a year. So I couldn't stop working. I had to work. So for this year, I remember, instead of feeling shit all the time, instead of thinking, oh man, I want to go home. I don't wanna work here a year. I don't wanna do this. Why am I doing this? Instead of thinking about that, I kind of accepted the fact that I made a choice, and I started to look to the problems as teachers, and made everything as if I was like making myself better, like Solo Leveling. I don't know if you guys have watched Solo Leveling. It's a great anime. If you haven't watched Solo Leveling, please watch Solo Leveling right now. You can stop watching my stream. Just follow me and go see Solo Leveling, because damn, super anime. But well, so in this anime, you always have like the power to evolve yourself, to get better at things. And that's what I started to see in myself, that I wanted to, every problem that I have, you can always see it as something bad, or you can always see it as something good. Maybe there's problems that it's just difficult to watch them as something good. For example, I know this because I had like an argument with a friend that was telling me that it's totally impossible, that everything is good, that every problem is good, that this situation, this way of seeing things is actually stupid. Because, for example, let's say that you're a little kid and you have cancer, who or what, how can that be good? How can a kid with cancer, be something good in life. The thing that there is that maybe cancer appears to rejoin families, to rejoin something greater than us. I remember, so my grandfather died because of a liver. It's liver, the word in English, liver. Yeah, so he had a problem with on the liver. I think he had like I'm not very sure how he died. I know that he had liver cancer, but I know he got a transplant, and I know he did not die immediately. He died, I think, because of a complication of cancer. But you can think, I didn't know my grandfather, but they told me that he was like a great guy, like this intelligent, great guy who was always looking for other people, who used to work until late because he had 5 kids, and he always had money like to give them what they needed. He never stopped working, and he was, I didn't personally know him, but they told me he was a chill guy, And how can someone who was a good person die because of cancer? Is there something good in it? And I would say I think like the cancer situation is not good, but maybe what comes after is, because of this cancer that my grandfather had, my family kind of joined together. Like this side of the family, they were like kind of broken. So after his death, my father, my uncles, my grandmother, they kind of joined for a team, and because they were such a great team, they made like this clinic, which works pretty good, and they kind of joined powers and made like an agreement of seeing things and problems, and because of this, they have saved many lives, that maybe didn't happen, or maybe wouldn't have happened if my grandfather was still alive. That's so when something that bad happens, I think maybe there's not actually a lesson to be learned, or maybe it does, maybe someone being sick. I remember like seeing a lot of people dying and thinking to myself, like, why does people die? Why do people die? Why? I remember like this experience in the hospital. I used to work in this. I used to work like I worked there for a month in the children's hospital, and I remember back then, it was like 3 years ago, the work was hard as fuck. For real, I think the work that having the responsibility of a kid dying, I hated that. It was super, super, super exhausting. But well, I remember I was in a shift at night. It was like 3 a.m. We were in a surgery. We were in a surgery on a baby. Like he was a 32 months or 31 weeks. He was a little. I remember grabbing him, and it was like maybe in the palm of my hand. And I remember we were operating him because he had like this problem when he was born, this breathing problem, and we didn't know the answer, so we operated him. And in the middle of the operation, he started to die. He started to. He had no more blood, so we have to reanimate him. And I remember like grabbing him and starting to make this, I don't know if you have ever done CPR or RCP. I don't know what's that in English. But when it's babies. Buenas tardes, Fer. Buenas tardes, Fer. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? What up? Hey, Fer. Estoy haciendo un stream en inglés. Estoy hablando de Dios. Y estos últimos streams han sido en inglés. No sé si sepas inglés, Fer. Espero que sí. I hope you do. Si no, puedo irlo traduciendo. I can maybe translate. Puedo ir traduciendo un poquito. Si te quedas, Fer. Si te quedas, if you stay, I could maybe do a translation between talks, you know. Para mis hispanohablantes, gente hermosa, yo puedo hablarles en inglés y en español. Si se quedan. Inglés machucado, pero entiendo. Ok. A ver, mira, voy a terminar de platicarte lo que estaba diciendo. Y si me entiendes, no lo traduzco, ok, pero me tienes que decir. Por favor, me tienes que decir, Fer, porque para mí eres una integrante importante de este equipo, ¿ok? Yeah, so I'll keep on going. I was, giving CPR to this baby. I remember grabbing him. And, a baby, in order to make a correct CPR, it's like with your thumbs. ¿Sabes? O sea, para darle reanimación a un bebé es con los dedos, no con las manos, sino con los dedos. It obviously has to do with the size and everything. It's not only that, but well, the thing there is that I remember meeting God that night. I remember it was 3 a.m. in the morning. It was super late. I was super tired because of the surgery. I made the baby live. Hice que, bueno, después de la cirugía, era un bebé muy chiquito y me acuerdo que hice que reviviera. I revived the baby. But like 1 or 2 hours later, he died. Me acuerdo que lo reviví, pero como a las 2 horas, he was super complicated. He had this internal bleeding. He had a lot of issues, and he died, Entonces, pues tenía muchos problemas y se murió al final. I remember it was 4 a.m. in the morning, and I had to do this. When a patient dies, you have to make this format in which you type. Yeah, it was crazy. Estuvo muy feo. Obviamente, of course I was nervous. Sí estaba muy nervioso, of course. But, I remember that I was typing, their death certificate. Estaba escribiendo el certificado de defunción. And I started crying. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit, man? Sí, me acuerdo que lloré un chingo. Todavía me acuerdo y, I still remember that as something strong. I don't know. I still remember, the kid, the parents, and everything. And I remember meeting God. I already met God in another way. But I remember someone came to me and said, babies, when they die, they choose who they want to die with to teach them a lesson. I don't know if it's a hospital thing. No, lo que acabo de decir es súper personal. No sé si sea como algo de, o sea, algo de hospitales o no sé. So I don't know if it's fictional or not. Okay, what I'm saying, but I felt it. I felt that this baby was meant to die so I could appreciate life. And in a way, made more people happy, made more people, make more people live, Entonces yo siento que la muerte de este bebé me hizo reflexionar con respecto a muchas cosas, entre ellas quién quería ser, cómo lo quería hacer, para qué lo quería hacer, I was wondering why he died. And after 3 years, I can say that I'm not forgotten about this day. Después de 3 años, te puedo decir que no lo he olvidado. It's still there, hanging sometimes in my mind. But it's not like it is something bad, Maybe what happened was bad, as I said. Things bad happen. But you can either learn from it and make it better, or you can just crash and self-talk like, oh yeah, that's shit. Porque yo sé que I think I could have taken the situation and instead of making it something good for me, o sea, en lugar de yo esta situación la pude haber tomado y en lugar de hacer que fuera como una mala situación, que fuera una buena situación, la pude haber tomado como algo malo, Instead of making it like a life-changing situation, I could have, just say, oh man, it's bad that he died. People die all the time, and maybe just keep on going with my life, and oh yeah, that bad thing happened that day, and afterwards I hate everyone, But I instead chose that as a lesson and made me appreciate life, O sea, en lugar de verlo como algo malo, lo vi como una lección de vida. Y ahora un hecho malo fue bueno, ¿sabes? So something that happened that was actually super bad, maybe if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be here. Maybe if that kid didn't die that night, I wouldn't be here. Trying to teach you something. ¿Sabes? O sea, maybe I wouldn't follow my dreams. I don't know, but it happened. And because it happened, I learned from it and took a decision on it. Okay? O sea, yo dije, ¿sabes qué? I don't want to be a pediatrician. I don't wanna be a doctor every day. Like, I don't wanna see people die every day. So I took like responsibility of my dreams and of my thoughts and of my life. Y por esta decisión que yo tomé, por esta decisión que yo empecé a ver las cosas, that I started, like to kind of see myself as an entire. They say I've read this interesting concept, this book I was reading in the morning. It's called ambientorganismo. Ambientorganismo. Let me see if there's like a translation. Ambient organism. Okay, let me, se los voy a leer. So, un organismo, un ambientorganismo. It actually, like this idea is crazy. It's beautiful, I think. It's beautiful, this idea. Let me see what you think from it. An ambient organism is an organism that changes its body or characteristics to match the conditions of its environment. That means that we are all a product of our environment. Eso significa, lo que acabo de decir es que un ambientorganismo significa que todos nosotros somos, no es que el organismo, o sea, nosotros seamos sino que, ¿cómo lo explico? El ambiente en el que estamos es una extensión de nosotros. Okay, so where we are right now, it's not separate from us, but an extension from us. If you're having a bad time, if you're having like a shitty time in your life, if you're experiencing bad things, that means that not only your outer space is fucked, but your inner space too, you know? Si estás teniendo un problema, eso significa que lo que está jodido es alrededor, o sea, no solo es alrededor, sino también tu parte de adentro, you know? Entonces, esto hace que, for example, it makes that, in a way, put yourself in situations that make you grow instead of cutting you, ¿ok? O sea, es ponerte intencionadamente en situaciones que te hagan crecer, ¿ok? O sea, ponerte en situaciones o lugares que realmente te hagan crecer y not cutting you, ¿ok? Not making yourself feel bad. For example, let's say, let me read you an example that it's in the book. Maybe you can understand that better. Se los voy a leer in Spanish and then I will translate it in English. So, this book is mostly on manifestation and how to make it like your dream life. Okay? En tercer principio, esta palabra significa que no existe la diferencia entre tú y el entorno. Tú eres el entorno y tu entorno eres tú. So your surroundings, you are your surroundings and your surroundings are you. Trata de pensar en esto. Imagínate caminando tú solo. No puedes caminar sin describir sobre qué caminas. So imagine yourself walking. Okay? How can you describe the act of walking? You have to describe your surroundings. You know, you cannot say, I'm walking. You're walking where? In which part? Where are you headed? You know, o sea, cuando estás describiendo el acto de caminar, tienes que forzosamente describir lo que está a tu alrededor in order for you to keep walking, you know? Because if not, por ejemplo, no puedes caminar sin describir sobre qué caminas. Sin la tierra, solo estarán tus pies moviéndose y eso no es caminar. Without earth, or without like your surroundings, it's yours. If your legs are moving, the movement of legs isn't walking, you know? O sea, el movimiento de las piernas no es caminar. So, tu experiencia de caminar incluye el aire que respiras mientras caminas, la gravedad que te impide flotar en el espacio, la alfombra, la arena o el cemento y la composición de estos elementos. So, your experience of walking also includes the air that you breathe, the gravity that doesn't let you into space, the carpet, the sand, or the composition of these elements, you know, which is crazy. I think, yo no lo había pensado, I haven't thought about that, but actually it makes sense, you know. For example, what you're reading in this moment, lo que estás leyendo en este momento, ¿qué es lo que estés viendo? Estás viendo tinta negra que forman palabras que lees. So, for example, what you're watching right now, what you're reading right now, or at least I'm watching black paint forming letters or words that I think I understand. ¿Sabes? So, the act of reading, I have to have an environment of reading, you know? This is an environment of reading. Eso es a lo que se refiere, que tú para poder hacer una acción tienes que tener un ambiente que lo provoque. La página en blanco sobre la que se han impreso las palabras no es lo que recibe tu atención. Sin embargo, este libro que está sosteniendo es la unión quizás de varias palabras que se incluyen en la página misma. You know, I think this part is, I don't know if I can translate that. I don't know if I can translate that, but for sure, I think it's important just to watch your environment. You know, what you do, what you eat for lunch, what you have for dessert. If you're always like drinking alcohol, if you're like eating bad, then maybe you will always feel bad, because that's your environment, because that's what you are in this moment just throwing around, Y por ejemplo, en esta analogía, es imposible comprender el principio para poder convertirse en un... Es importante comprenderlo para manifestar tu vida. It's important to understand this in order to make decisions that lead you into your dream life. No puedes pensar en ti mismo con independencia de tu entorno. You cannot think about yourself without thinking of your environment. Por eso es importante que dejes tu organismo independientemente del entorno y te veas como una extensión de él. Therefore, it's important for you to stop seeing yourself as an independent being and seeing your surrounding as an extension from you and you as an extension from your surrounding. The result will be that you will be seeing yourself everywhere, and everywhere will be seen from you. Yo sé, I know how crazy it might sound, but if you think about it, it makes sense. If you're always, in a way, in these shitty environments, it doesn't mean that you're a shitty person, it just means that you're taking poor decisions. Es un concepto singular, es imperativo, but you have to understand it, I think the important here is that if you surround yourself with people that actually kind of love themselves, it might just mean that you can do whatever you want. In a way, you can take the choices and everything from everyone and just make them into these crazy... how can I explain that? Creo que lo importante, chat, es en realidad, the important thing here is that to take care of ourselves. Take care of our feelings, then take care of our thoughts, take care of what we think we are and how we want it. Because if we do not do that, we will always just be there, lying around without a purpose. And I think the important thing here, it's accepting the things that you cannot change, but at the same time, do not let that feeling let you kind of carry away the fact that you're actually what you want to do in life. I think we are all the choices that we made 10 years ago. I think we are the choices we made 10 years ago. So if you're struggling, if you're having a bad time, if you are like feeling shit always, if you are like in this bad situation, that means that 10 years ago, you made poor choices. But now you can always choose something better for you. You can always love yourself more. You can always eat better. You can always have better friends. It's not that you are this human being that is incapable of being responsible from itself. Rather, just what we choose to think we are. If you think you're not enough, then you won't be enough because you thought about that. If you think that you are good enough, then you will be good enough. It's maybe that easy, but at the same time, it's a way of taking full responsibility of yourself. So I would say that we have to chill a little bit. I would say that. I would say let's chill a little bit, enjoy your life a little more. Stop thinking so personal. These things that can hurt you, but just see them as if the problems were an extension of you that were trying to teach you something. Instead of looking at yourself, just feeling bad about yourself, just feeling shit, just like if it was impossible to make a change in your life, you can always kind of make and take the responsibility of these things and see them the way you want to. See them the way that makes you the most comfortable, that make you feel the best. It's not like you're this maybe this human being that is incapable of making the dreams of your life, but just being compassionate with yourself and accepting that this compassion doesn't have to be a victimization, but better it would be if you take this compassion and just love yourself until you love yourself through the whole process and not only the last part. Because if you love yourself throughout the whole process, let's say maybe that you want to lose some weight, you want to be rich. Let's say that you want to be rich and lose weight. Okay? So instead of hating yourself through this process, because of course it's a long process if you want to be rich, or you want to, you're super fat and you want to lose all this fat. Of course it's not going to happen in one day. Of course not. But you don't have to hate yourself throughout this entire process. You can just love yourself. You can just accept yourself just the way you are. Therefore, by accepting yourself, you can change yourself. But first, you must trust that you're taking the right decisions for you all the time. That you are just trying your best, and because you're trying your best, you can always be your best. But that doesn't mean that you have to be perfect all the time. If you're on a diet and you eat once maybe a burger, a pizza, some boneless, I don't know, you can always choose to be a better person. Yo creo que para eso lo que más mata es nuestros pensamientos, de que no vamos a poder lograr, o las expectativas que tienen los demás de nosotros. Y no nos damos la oportunidad de cambiar para mejorar y salir adelante, dice Fer. Y creo que tienes toda la razón. Creo que de verdad tienes la razón de que I think the worst part, creo que lo peor son las expectativas con respecto a nosotros. This false perfectionism, este perfeccionismo falso existencial que de cierta manera nos bloquea y nos impide lograr lo que queremos. Hello, my headphones aren't working. I don't know what that is. Thank you for the follow. I don't know why people are doing this. I don't know. Le voy a escribir. Come to kick my man. Yeah, yes sir. Okay, so I really think that our problems in a way can be just our teachers. If we didn't have these crazy expectations about ourselves, estas expectativas acerca de nosotros, de lo que deberíamos estar haciendo, de lo que no deberíamos estar haciendo, pero en general, I think it would be nice or the best if we just let kind of our problems to God. Yo creo que Dios, I think the concept of God, we already talked about it, but I think it's a little bit misled. creo que el concepto de Dios está un poquito como perdido con respecto a... Con respecto a las expectativas de la sociedad. You know, I think God, it's an expectation of society. Like the concept of God, it's like this big ass expectation that makes us, in a way, feel guilty when we are not going to church, like praying, you know, like these things that in the end it's just expectations, you know. Creo que al final de todo esto las expectativas es lo que más nos joden. I think the expectations and this kind of wanting to control everything at once and having like this crazy power, you know, just to... I don't know how to explain it. I'm not sure how to explain this part. La verdad es que no sé cómo hacerle así como bien para platicar esto. Pero creo que lo importante, chat, creo que lo importante en realidad es simplemente aceptarlo, you know, like not being shit to yourself. I don't know. No sé. Creo que maybe I'm just... makes me think. Makes me wonder. You know, makes me wonder. Sometimes expectations can lead us to dark places. You know, I used to have like these crazy expectations from me that made me not be me, you know, because I siempre estaba pensando en lo que los demás pensarían de mí, y eso hacía que tuviera como like these crazy expectations for myself that I wasn't able to succeed, you know. Yo nunca, o yo no había sentido que estaba haciendo lo correcto porque estaba pensando siempre en lo que los demás pensarían que era lo correcto de mí. You know, I was always wondering if I did the right thing, because in my mind I wanted to you know, to please everyone. So I had like these thoughts from people that I thought what they thought. You know, o sea, yo pensaba lo que pensarían de mí al asumir lo que pensaban sus pensamientos. No, it's crazy. Now that I say it out loud, oh, human brain, what are you, my man? Oh, horrendous. Yeah. Just a human being able to think about their thoughts, but also thinking about what other people may think from me. No, it was too much. I know it was too much. I know it isn't supposed to be like that. I know it, chat. We got 20 minutes left, chat. Nos quedan 20 minutos. 20 minutes more. What are we gonna do? Should we keep on talking about God? I think my TPKFI, are you still there, my man or my woman? TPK, are you there, man? A ver, chat, vamos a ver si sigue. Okay, TPK donated me like an hour and a half of subs. TPK me regaló 1 hora y media de subs. Entonces, quedan 19 minutos. What I could do is maybe, if you want, I can take this time to another day. You know, when I do another... lo que puedo hacer es como que puedo tomar quizás este tiempo y usarlo mañana para que el stream dure un poquito más. So what I've been doing is just I put a timer right now, and every time you sub or give me a follow or something, this timer goes up. So that would mean that not only you get a sub, but you get to hear me for more time, more content. So lo que estaba pensando era que quizás si Típica ya se fue, que fue el que me regaló las subs, podría tomar el tiempo que me está quedando en este momento y llevármelo como a después conmigo. I don't know if you want. Entonces, pues vamos a ver. Si TPK writes something, I don't know if he will or she. I'm not sure if he told me or she told me he was married to a doctor, so I don't know. Pero sí, chat. Yo lo que creo aquí, la verdad, yo lo que creo es que lo importante, it's that we stop assuming. We do our best in our lives. We kind of just, para llegar a nuestro objetivo, para llegar a todo lo que queremos, to reach what we want, to reach what we deserve, we just have to be a little more, know who you are, know what you want, stop with these crazy expectations about ourselves, just be you. So the question is, who are you? La pregunta aquí es, ¿quién eres? La pregunta es, ¿quién eres? Who you wanna be, ¿sabes? Who you wanna be, ¿qué quieres ser? ¿Para qué quieres ser eso? Why you wanna be that? Okay, why you wanna do this stuff? Do you wanna be great? If it does, what does it mean being great? Okay, o sea, si tú quieres ser grande, si tú quieres ser increíble, if you wanna be awesome, if you wanna be always like this crazy, amazing guy or woman, what would it mean? ¿Sabes qué significaría? What would it mean for you if all your dreams came true? What would it mean? How would you be? ¿Sabes? ¿Cómo serías si todo lo que alguna vez quisieras en tu vida se hiciera realidad? If it manifested in a way. Si todos tus sueños se hicieran realidad, if all your dreams came true, if all the problems were just solved, if everything you ever wanted is here right now, who would you choose to be? ¿Sabes? If you were alone, if no one was watching you, if you have no problems, if you had like this, if you were always like this powerful, you had so much money, you had the whole time in the world, you have all the time in the world right now. If you had that, who would you be? And what stops you from being just you right now? O sea, dentro de todo, ¿qué es lo que hace o qué es lo que detiene que seas lo que tú quieres ser en el momento actual? ¿Sabes qué es lo que está deteniendo que, esta persona que quiere ser no se cumpla? And it's actually just you. It's actually just your mind, your unconscious mind, telling you that you're not enough. And when you realize that it is just you, there's no one there. So cuando te das cuenta que ahí estás tú, ¿sabes? O sea que ahí estás tú, hermano. Ahí estás tú y realmente la única persona que puede de cierta manera como evitar que hagas lo que estás haciendo, pues eres tú. ¿Sabes? Nadie más, no one else. Nadie más está intentando o nadie más quiere hacerte daño más que tú. ¿Sabes? O sea, las expectativas falsas que no estás logrando cumplir, las expectativas falsas a las cuales no estás llegando, eres tú mismo. ¿Sabes? Nadie más. O sea, quizás tus papás te la dijeron, quizás tus papás te hicieron sentir mal, quizás lo que sea, whatever, for real, whatever. no importa. O sea, yo creo que realmente no importa cuál haya sido la razón por la cual esos pensamientos llegaron a tu cabeza, pero yo creo que lo importante es simplemente entenderlos y dejar que estén interfiriendo con tu vida. ¿Sabes? Dejar esos pensamientos que literalmente no te dejen seguir con tu vida. ¿Sabes? Porque lo único que está impidiendo que seas la persona que quieres ser, eres tú. The only thing that is actually not letting yourself be whatever you want to be is just you. ¿Sabes? O sea, las expectativas que tienes de ti, los pensamientos que tienes de ti, el dolor que te haces a ti mismo simplemente porque, pues no sé, porque no eres lo que tú quieres ser. Realmente solo depende de ti, ¿sabes? O sea, realmente todas estas cosas solo dependen de ti y dependen de quién quieres ser, cómo lo quieres hacer, para qué lo quieres hacer. Y cuando tengas la respuesta para todo eso, es más fácil hacer algo, ¿sabes? O sea, cuando tienes la respuesta de todas expectativas falsas, ¿a qué se refiere? O sea, yo me refiero a que, por ejemplo, digamos que tú, ¿qué es lo que quieres ser? What do you want to be in your life? O sea, tú, por ejemplo, bueno, te voy a decir mi ejemplo. Yo pensaba pues que yo tenía que ser como un superhéroe, ¿sabes? O sea, yo pensaba que tenía que salvar a todos, que siempre tenía que levantarme temprano, que tenía que siempre estar comiendo bien, que tenía que estar entrenando siempre, que tenía que poner a todos antes que yo, que tenía que ser una persona educada, que tenía que ser muy fuerte, que tenía que ser una persona creativa, que tenía que estar haciendo mucho dinero. So, like, o sea, yo en mi cabeza, yo tenía que seguir una norma de reglas falsas que yo mismo me impuse para cambiar, ¿sabes? Pero después de... Estos son expectativas falsas con respecto a mí, porque que yo sea, o sea, que yo ponga esto sobre mí, lo único que hace es que me quita energía, ¿sabes? Lo único que está haciendo eso, o sea, que yo me sienta mal con respecto a mí cuando no cumplo una expectativa, no está haciendo que yo sea más fuerte o más guapo o más creativo o más lo que sea. Simplemente me está... me está quitando poder, ¿sabes? O sea, me está quitando energía, me está quitando fuerza y en general está haciendo que sea de cierta manera que no sea suficiente el intento que estoy haciendo simple y sencillamente porque quiero ser diferente, ¿sabes? Esa es como la premisa de lo que estoy hablando, que básicamente todos nosotros podemos llegar a hacer todo lo que queramos siempre y cuando pongamos límites en la persona que... Porque es muy fácil decir quién no quiere ser, ¿sabes? Es muy fácil decir de que no, yo no quiero ser esto y debería estar haciendo esto y a mí no me gustan ese tipo de personas y me gustaría que estas otras personas fueran así. Y, ¿sabes? Es como muy fácil decir todo lo que no quieres. O también es muy fácil decir lo que sí quieres, pero también de una manera en la que eres como autoexigente contigo mismo, o sea, que en lugar de amarte durante el proceso, eres duro o dura, ¿sabes? Eres duro o dura tratando de explicarte a ti mismo lo que deberías estar haciendo en lugar de realmente hacerlo, ¿sabes? Y eso es a lo que me refiero con expectativas falsas, que realmente no hay como una salida fácil, simplemente tienes que tomar la decisión de que vas a ser independientemente. Primero tienes que decidir quién vas a ser, primero tienes que ponerle nombre y apellido a la persona que quieres ser. Y una vez que le hayas puesto nombre y apellido, ojalá esto nos haga un meme, una vez que le hayas puesto nombre y apellido a la persona que quieres ser, O sea, de que yo quiero ser, por ejemplo, está bien que quiera hacer todo eso, todo lo que te acabo de decir. Por ejemplo, si quieres ser un superhéroe, así una persona súper atractiva, súper verga, que siempre le salen bien las cosas, pues entonces simplemente serlo en lugar de poner una expectativa. Porque cuando tú pones expectativas sobre las cosas, tus pensamientos de cierta manera interfieren con esa expectativa y chocan. ¿Sabes? O sea, chocan estos pensamientos porque si tú estás pensando en algo que no eres o en algo que quieres, significa que no está dentro de ti, y si no está dentro de ti, tu cerebro no lo puede aceptar como una realidad. ¿Sabes? Y al no poderlo aceptar como una realidad, simplemente quizás te hace sentir mal por no tenerlo. ¿Sabes? Te hace sentir mal porque no está en tu vida, y eso hace que, no, o sea, es un desorden psicológico bien asqueroso. Pero esa es la premisa de la expectativa falsa, Fer. Como de las falsas, no sé, o sea, ya no sé cómo más explicarlo, Fer. Ya no sé cómo más explicarlo. ¿Cómo la ves? ¿Cómo la ves? Fer, chat, quedan 7 minutos. En cuanto se acabe el timer yo me voy. A menos que alguien me a menos que alguien me done o me tire follow. Ya vamos a acabar el sub. Hoy hicimos un mini subatón. Que es aquí el relojito, lo entendí perfectamente. Excelente, excelente. Estamos haciendo un subatón así, pues cortito, de 2 horas y media. Aquí está el timer. Cada vez que alguien me siga o me tira una suscripción, el timer crece. Gracias a TPKFI por tus donaciones. El directo iba a ser originalmente de 1 hora y terminó siendo casi de 3 horas. Entonces estuvo bien, la verdad me da gusto que me estén apoyando. Le agradezco mucho a la comunidad por el apoyo que me están dando en los últimos videos. La verdad es que me dan muchas ganas. Siempre que me meto aquí, me meto con mucha ilusión porque la verdad me está gustando mucho estar aquí, ¿sabes? O sea, me está gustando mucho como poder seguir creciendo aquí, conocer personas, ¿sabes? Entonces, gente, quiero agradecerles mucho, quiero agradecerles muy cañón por todo el apoyo que me están dando. Tenía pensado que quizás podíamos... ahorita ya me voy a ir al gimnasio, chat. Yo sé que faltan. Lo que tenía pensado era que estos 6 minutitos se los voy a agregar a. Están acá. Estos 6 minutitos se los voy a agregar al timer mañana. Mañana podemos seguir haciendo esto porque es una dinámica que me he dado cuenta que le gusta mucho a mis seguidores. Como que, o sea, estar platicando conmigo y tener así como la posibilidad quizás de interactuar conmigo a través de este relojito. También Fer, no sé si sigas ahí, pero metí nuevos emojis. Ahora hay 120 emojis. Entonces, ya podemos bloquear más. Metí muchos emojis. La verdad, estoy muy feliz con el resultado. Muchos de los emojis que metí, o sea, de los que están más chidos, son nomás para subs. ¿Ok? Pero igual ahí están. O sea, hay 60 emojis para ustedes. Gratis, simplemente por seguirme. Y hay otros 60 que están más pros, que están así más fresoncillos. Esos emojis, tienes que estar suscrito para que salgan. Es para que te salgan, pues, le salen 60, pero en realidad son 120, ¿ok? Casi todos los que se mueven, o sea, no todos, pero algunos son así como, pues ahí se pueden meter a verlos. A mí me gustan, la verdad, a mí sí me gustan. Espero que les gusten. Si quieren algún emoji, nomás me dicen. Si quieren algún emoji, pídanmelo para buscarlo y ponerlo. Miren, aquí les dan otros emojis hermosos. No. La verdad estoy muy feliz con el resultado. Ya soy nivel 7, padrino, Ya soy nivel 7 en mi propio chat. Un aplauso para mí. Y pues sí. Pues sí, hermanos. Sí. O bueno, hermana. Sí. Gracias, Fer. Gracias por verme. Te digo, yo creo que aquí la movida va a ser... A menos que alguien... Bueno, no. Voy a esperar a que se acabe el timer. A la verga. Yo antes pensaba que no iba a poder hacer un stream de más de 3 horas. Y enos aquí. 2 veces ya, 2 veces ya. Entonces, antes que nada, pues los invito a seguirme. Si no me sigues, si estás viendo mi contenido y te gusta mi contenido y no me quieres donar, pero me quieres apoyar, te invito a que me sigas. También, obviamente, los follows son un parote. Los follows son un parote porque para poder monetizar la cuenta, entre más personas me vean, siento que como que la verdad sí me ayuda mucho. O sea, sí me ayuda mucho a que estén viendo mi contenido, que les guste mi contenido, ¿sabes? O sea, me hace como sentir que me pasaré más seguido por aquí que temprano me quedaba dormida. Sí, sí, sí. Estoy viendo cuál es la hora adecuada para streamear. O sea, como que estoy viendo como así los horarios de las personas y así. Porque tengo como un público que nomás me ve en la noche y hay como otra gran cantidad de mis seguidores que nomás me ven en la mañana, ¿sabes? Entonces, obviamente depende mucho como de lo que yo hago durante el día. En la mañana casi no me gusta streamear. Últimamente he estado streameando mucho porque en la noche me he dedicado a hacer otras cosas. Pero aquí la movida podría ser, pues ver a qué hora, ver a qué hora se me acomoda a mí, ver a qué hora les gusta a ustedes estar aquí. Y en general, pues gracias, gracias. O sea, simplemente por verme es suficiente, ¿sabes? Por verme e interactuar conmigo, la verdad es que yo no les puedo pedir más. O sea, para mí no tener que estar, porque yo antes, cuando recién empecé a streamear, la neta, pues yo pasaba mucho tiempo hablando solo. Entonces, ahora que la verdad es que me apoyen así es suficiente, ¿sabes? Que me estén así viendo y eso hace también que me motive a seguir subiendo cosas, ¿sabes? Como a seguir esforzándome, a mejorar mi contenido, la cámara, o sea, seguir, por ejemplo, ahorita pues tengo en YouTube mis clips, ¿sabes? O sea, he estado clipeando un chingo lo que hago, y sí, 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 o sea, en general siento que hemos estado trabajando muy bien aquí. Hemos estado aquí dándole chido y de hecho vamos a actualizar el de los subs. Vamos a ver, subs 20 para ver si podemos llegar a los 20 subs antes de que... A ver si podemos llegar a los 20 subs la siguiente semana, que estaría muy chido, la neta. Esta semana habilité los subs. Entonces la verdad me da mucha ilusión que esté funcionando bien, ¿sabes? Me da mucha ilusión que por fin, después de tantos meses de trabajo, haya podido sacar dinero. Que obviamente no es como lo más importante, chat, no crean que lo estoy haciendo por el dinero, pero pues obviamente si puedo sacar dinero de algo que amo hacer, pues obviamente hay que hacerlo, ¿sabes? No, nunca hagas algo gratis, nunca hagas, a menos que sea kick, pero si no es kick, no hagas las cosas gratis, ¿eh? Hay que hacer que las personas valoren nuestro trabajo, chat. Si eres bueno para hablar, ábrase un kick, mijo, que aquí lo estamos esperando. En la noche, chat, en la noche ando viendo la posibilidad de ver la Fórmula 1. No sé qué onda con los derechos de autor. O sea, la verdad es que no sé si me puedan como banear o algo. Voy a investigarlo, pero si es posible, en la noche, chat. En la noche vamos a ver la Fórmula 1, las qualis de la Fórmula 1. Entonces, que estaría muy chido, la neta. O sea, estaría muy, muy, muy chido. No sé si haya seguidores aquí de la Fórmula 1. Yo sé que había muchos seguidores del Checo Pérez. Pues ya no está el Checo Pérez, por desgracia. Va a ser creo que a las 8 de la noche. ¿Qué pusiste, Fer? Yo creo que sí puedo traer paneo. Sí, ¿verdad? No sé, pues a ver qué hago. O sea, obviamente, yo creo que, o sea, más bien no voy a enseñar la pantalla, ¿sabes? Sino que me estarían viendo como reaccionar viendo la carrera. Es como lo que yo creo que va a ser la clave. Pero bueno, muchas gracias. Buen subatón. Gracias a ustedes y nos vemos en la noche. Un besote.